still abuse you.
Yes, he still abuse you.
So it is the way of this generation.
It's quite unfortunate.
All right. As the March 18 governorship and state house assembly election approach, most state governors are in the last-minute rush for votes for their parties. Edo State Governor Godwin Obaseki has urged women in the state to save him from impeachment by voting for candidates of the People's Democratic Party, PDP. At a meeting with women from the 12 wards in Oredo local government area of the state, Governor Obaseki solicited the support for the PDP candidates to sustain reforms and policies of women empowerment by his administration. Julie, it has gotten to that time now. This extension has really given the governors opportunity to really reach out. And from the results, the presidential election results, we can understand the plight of Godwin Obaseki.
His apprehension.
He has lost control from the presidential and national assembly election. He has lost control of that state with that result. So he's trying to
become extremely unpopular. And his party came third. Even APC, that is not in power, was second behind Labour. His party came third. He could not do anything about it. He was the first governor to raise alarm that the way young people were flocking to Peter Obi, that they will be in trouble. And
he is not in trouble.
Now he's the first, he's one of the victims. So Obaseki knows what he has done. A governor who would prefer to run a House of Assembly with less than 10 persons.
Yes.
Getting his bills approved.
And not swearing
by just about a quarter of the people should be in the House. That is the height of wickedness. And they made appeals to this man. He used the instrumentality of office to make sure that those guys
jobless.
have been kept jobless, sitting in their houses, doing nothing. Now, he's struggling to ensure that APC doesn't claim majority. In the House now. He will prefer any other party, maybe Labour, to take the majority. And if you see the performance of the APC in the National Assembly elections, they did very well. So there's a possibility that if their performance gets better in the House of Assembly elections,
they'll form majority.
Already they are very bitter. So that's why he's worried. And he's telling those women, oh, APC, stop APC, oh, they want to impeach me. Why are you not talking about Labour? It's APC that he's been talking about because he knows that he offended those people. They called this man, pleaded with him, he wouldn't listen. He used the court. Using the court and the paraphernalia of office to keep elected people. People elected, their constituencies have not been able to see the benefit of even electing them. I've never seen this level of wickedness in high places.
And he had the goodwill when he was re-elected into office. A lot of people, he had the popular
yes,
and
there were all the noise.
Right
Lagos, I don't know, be Lagos and all that. You know, sometimes our people vote based on emotions. Now they can see. He's one of the most unpopular governors in Nigeria today. Right. I say it and I repeat it.
Godwin Obaseki, yes.
Obaseki, and it does not even, sometimes he even behaves in a manner that even embarrasses those of us who are not his followers. When this cash crunch began, he was one of the governors who decided
to go and join the federal
government, saying that they should not even rescind that decision. How do you take steps against your own people? You can see that your people, there's one of the bloodiest riots happen in Edo State.
Every time there's riots in Edo State,
you went against your own people.
There will be prison break. First thing.
You can't even think, these ones, they were concerned about their pain. You can't think of how you can solidarize with your people. You went and sided with government. You turned this thing to politics. At the end of the day, I was reading the other day, he was begging people to accept old Naira notes. By your actions, Did you show that you wanted those Naira notes? Were you not the one saying that the people who are rioting, that most of them don't have money in those bank accounts? It's not even about those who don't have money in bank or who don't have bank accounts. There are Nigerians who do not, they don't need to have a bank account to suffer.
But that circulation, that money in circulation.
Because those who have it, if they cannot circulate, they can't use it.
Yes.
How do the people who don't have bank account, how do they survive? 18% of, only 18% of women in the whole of Jigawa State have bank accounts. But they deserve to survive.
If I wash my car now, 1,000 naira cash,
yes.
I'll give the car wash.
These days it's difficult to give people because you don't have it. Now it's even getting worse. Somebody wanted to collect 5,000, they told him to bring 2,700.
Is that not
total madness?
That's in the,
total madness in our country now. 2,700, and you cannot empathize with our people. A whole governor will come out and justify this pain, and now you are scared.
They've been thoroughly defeated at the Supreme Court.
Yes, now you are scared. Even a PDP governor, Tambuwal, is one of the governors supporting the El-Rufai and the rest. Yet, look at Okowa too, who was one of the first to make noise.
He got
his they dealt with him. They served him breakfast.
He got his report card.
They served him breakfast.
Sikian, now these governors, if you tell them to jump, they will just ask you how high. It's not a matter of, you can go to any.
So they won't ask questions.
Yes, quite unfortunate with Governor Obaseki. What he's facing now is self-inflicted. And I remember vividly how Edo people rallied around him when he had issue with Moshomole, when he wanted to come over.
Popular mandates.
A lot of people rallied around with him when they shoved him out of APC. PDP accepted him into their fold, and Edo people followed him to PDP to be able to. But his problem is twofold. We are just talking about the election. Within the PDP itself, the PDP in Edo is divided.
Yes, he has refused to integrate them.
I will tell you, just a few days before the presidential election, there was a Supreme Court judgment that finally handed over the support of his faction to his candidate. You remember vividly. People have forgotten because it was the other faction, I think led by Obi, the vice chairman, national vice chairman, South, who that is in charge of that his own faction that was recognized up to the Court of Appeal. But a few days before this, the presidential election, the Supreme Court came out and handed over this thing to his. So, but the issue is now that the last election, presidential election that we had, Labour won in Edo State. In the senatorial election, APC won 2 senatorial seats. Labour Party won 1. PDP didn't win any.
Which says a lot.
So that in itself is a very, very big.
That's never happened.
It has never happened. Then
the PDP will not win 1 seat.
Yes.
Out
and
of
this
the
was
somebody
that was told. There's this adage in Things Fall Apart, where Chinua Achebe said that the gods have benevolently crack their nuts should eat it with some kind of humility. But the governor of Edo State doesn't seem to understand that. He believes that just getting power for the fun of it is just, that is not. Power is about the people. No matter what, it's a give and take issue. You didn't elect yourself president, governor. Some people came around to be able to give you that. In terms of even having the capacity, in terms of financial and rest of the governor of Obaseki didn't have what it took to be governor of Edo State because he didn't even have the financial capacity. It was Oshomole that brought him from the private sector. I made him, I dropped him in his cabinet to be in charge of taxes and the rest of them, revenue. That was where he made, even when Oshomole was guy, I said, I don't want to use this guy. I said, some people fought against him. But today, we have barely 6 months.
He was the one that asked Oshomole to be taking permission before coming into Edo State.
So, but you now realize that how popular. In fact, there was one thing that happened that also touched me so much. There was a young man that had a building and a hotel somewhere in Benin. He went to demolish that place.
Tony Kabaka.
Yeah, I think that's his name. He went to demolish the place. The young man were crying. Oh, governor, please.
That's their own Oluomo.
Yes. He went. I think that guy was supporting Oshomole. He went and demolished the guy's house, the hotel or whatever, and said he doesn't care. But now it's payback time. So I don't know how many people he's going to appeal to. I don't know whether it's the obedient people he's going to talk to, whether it's going to be the faction of PDP in his state that is going to talk, or members of the APC that is going to talk to.
The PDP faction in the state report to
Wike. That is his Wike.
And it's the same Wike.
So now the issue he's having is that, but I don't think he needs to worry himself, even if he loses. He still have how many months? He's not going with this. Is he going with this?
No.
He still have about 1 year. Maybe that is where the problem is coming
from him. Control of the State House of Assembly.
The House of Assembly believes that the House of Assembly, if later he might not be able to. If he could lose, a governor could lose 3 senatorial seats in his state, still lost the presidential election in his state, then you can see that
he's finished politically in this.
Because what that means is that even his own senatorial district, where he comes from, they didn't vote for him and his party. And that is a very big problem.
They've left him behind. They've left him behind.
Even the likes of Yisom Wike, they were at the forefront, campaigning for him. And at the end of the day, he went to go and show appreciation to Governor Wike. But along the line,
after they started abusing him, he was the one who said that if the party reversed, if the party made any effort to remove the chairman, just the way Wike demanded, that they would defect. So they had to slow down because they didn't want to lose some governors. So there's a lot that he has done that shows that he has no empathy for
Wike is not even apologizing to Oshomole that I didn't know that this is what I was doing.
Yes, these are people who fought for you. Now, I don't even get how a governor will insist on impunity, using just about 9 lawmakers to be running the assembly, getting your bills across. I mean, there are some of our governors who should go to jail once they've lost their immunity. Because this is impunity. This is impunity. 9 persons. You organized... what's it called? Election of speaker in the dead of night. And you sent invitation only to people that you wanted.
To be sworn.
Because you knew that if all of them were to be seated, a candidate lawyer to Oshomole will emerge, because Oshomole had more people. And then you accuse them of staying away from the... Do you know that some of those people even wore shorts because they were aroused from their sleep?
Yes.
They said, come and do election. That's the way it is. But today is extremely unpopular in that state. And what has worsened matters for him is that position that he took to go and support the federal government when everyone could see that the policy of the federal government was inflicting pain on the people. It shows that you are soulless, that you are wicked. That's the way people are seeing it. That's the way people are saying that. Why should their governor not side with them during that difficult time? And people know all this. Kowa now that is suffering as a result, he should remember some of the comments that he made at that time. He should remember. Even Atiku, sensing that thing could work against him, he quickly changed his mind and started abusing the CBN, that their policies were affecting the poor. Yet, initially, he supported it, and his media people also followed suit.
All right. In what seems like a back-to-back popular TV